welcome to Kyron versus the Internet. I know that it has been a while since my first ever video on this channel, but I appreciate those who have been waiting or have been who enjoyed my previous video. If you don't know, I made a video on, I can't remember her name. I think her name was Janelle. I made a video on Janelle's story, the lady who had a course about health and whatnot, and she was actually taking a GLP-1, and she wasn't disclosing that, all of that. So that was my first ever video on this channel with Kyron versus the Internet. So for 2026, I really wanted to try and get back into doing videos just with me yapping about things that I'm really interested in, like book talk, TikTok in general, drama, pop culture, even some things that I might be nichely, I don't know how to say it, not interested in, that others might not care about, but it's something I care about. So if I want to make a video about it, I'm going to make a video about it. Thank you so much. I have decided to take a little stroll on Threads, specifically book Threads. I am not normally on Threads. When we get to Threads, I'll probably show my little profile picture on Threads that I've had for like 2 years, and I've only made like, I don't even know how many posts I've made. That's how little I am on Threads. Okay, and the only reason Threads keeps coming into my life is because my friend Anna is on Threads, and she talks about stuff that's happening on Threads. So I decided to take a dive into Threads today, specifically book Threads, and I found this tea that is slowly brewing, very slowly, very concentrated right now. But it has to do with generative AI in writing books. This is Lovely Life with Laurel. Okay, Lovely Life with Laurel, as we see here, she says she's a homeschool grad. Okay. Homeschool grad turned homeschool mama, entrepreneur brain, cozy heart, honest mom life, and thoughtful homeschool takes. And if you look at her pin here, hi, I'm Laurel. I'm used to be Laurel Homeschools, but I realized something. My life is more than one label. It's faith-filled, loud, muddy, exhausting, disciplined, joyful, and despite the hard parts, genuinely lovely. Welcome to Lovely Life with Laurel. 1,000 friends in under a year. Let's see where 2026 takes us. And to be honest, Laurel Homeschools was a fight or flight rebrand. People were Googling my real name and threatening my life/business. So I pivoted real fast. Okay. With that, I haven't even gone into what we're here with today, but just with that kind of is like, what the fuck did you even do to have people look for your business? Whatever. So we're gonna go into this. Okay, I have some screenshots, but I might be able to find it on here. Christian fiction readers, I'm genuinely curious if a book is cozy, creative, and clean, rooted in what is good, true, and beautiful, but the author used AI as a tool to help develop the story. Would that stop you from reading it? I'm not asking writers, I'm asking readers, the ones who read for rest, beauty, and meaning. I'd love your honest thoughts. Why exactly do you not want a writer to respond to this? Because a lot of readers turn into writers, and a lot of writers are still going to be readers. So you can't really separate us from that. And I just want to say the comments, they came together. Okay, 13 likes, 81 comments, and 3 shares. Both a writer and a reader, negative 1000%, especially as a person of faith. Outsourcing creativity, a reflection of the image of God, to a machine is abhorrent. So as we can tell, her followers, her content is very faith driven. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a person of faith as well. However, thinking highly of generative AI and wanting to use that and then turning around and saying that God has created everything, and just using generative AI and being a religious person is does not go hand in hand, because generative AI in general. And I hate seeing people on Facebook now. There's a whole trend in the pageant community where I might do a video on the pageant community later on. But there's a trend in the pageant community where people are inputting pictures of their children to change their dress to be different colors, right? One picture uses, I don't even want to think about how many gallons of water to just generate. So imagine writing a book, like even a novella. To write a novella, a novel, a short story, to think of that. Think about how much energy, how much water is being used to create something like that. And of course, they put the factories in impoverished areas and in Black communities. So of course, I'm very upset about it. But clearly, I'm not religious enough to know that the beauty of generative AI. Whatever. We have books and cats. Oh my. Let the thief no longer steal, but rather let him labor, do honest work with his own hands. You shall not steal, you shall not deal falsely, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Nor thieves, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. If anyone sins and commits a breach of faith against the Lord by deceiving his neighbor in a matter of deposit or security, or through robbery, or if he has oppressed his neighbor. And then we have claps, which I am also clapping as well, because that was beautiful. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not steal." What does AI do when you ask it to do just one prompt? It pulls information from everywhere, if it's already on the internet, everywhere, to create this one answer. So there's no getting around it. There's no getting around, oh, it didn't take from such and such, it thought about it on its own. A computer can't think for itself. It was not made to do that. It was made to aid you. Technology was made to aid you in your research, not to do it for you. A lot of these comments were very negative, actually, and it made me very happy, because why would you get on here and ask that? What if you're using AI, you are not an author. Authors write. They have an idea and they develop that idea by writing a short story or a novella or a novel. They do not assist AI to write it for them. What you are is a delusional, thieving hack. Thou shalt not steal. I love this thank you badge. But clearly, a lot of the people on that post did not agree. They said that they would not read the book, right? And nowhere on this person's page, on Lovely Laurel's page, did it say that she was an author, she was a writer, whatever. Okay, then it was like, okay, if you're not an author, if you're not a writer, if you're just a reader, why are you asking this question? Because then that kind of points me into the direction of you are wanting to start writing. You are wanting to create a book or a series, and to kind of gauge how people would take your series. You were asking, well, how do people feel about reading a book if you know it's generative AI? Would you feel okay with that? Would that make you not want to read the book? Of course, it would make me not want to read the book. Laurel, it would not. A smart person would not want to read your book if you said up front, this book was created using generative AI. So then she comes back, and she says, you will not be understood and people will not agree with you. And that's okay. If you're waiting for your universal approval, you'll never move. Just in case you need the reminder, don't let people who are doing nothing keep you from doing the thing you were created to do. What were you created to do, Laurel? What are you saying? Why are you saying this? Why is this coming out right now? This is 16. When I tell you this is recent, I'm filming this on January 6th. This was 16 hours ago as of January 6th, 4 p.m., 4 or 9 p.m. So what's happening here? What's going on? What's going on here? What's happening? So then it comes out, right? Then she posts, not even an hour after that other post that we just read. Not even an hour, in the same breath. You know who I'm writing for? The tired mamas who haven't read a book in years. Not because they don't love reading, but because they don't have the capacity for book talk, plot gymnastics, or overstimulation. The women who want something more gentle. I oxytocin boosting, rooted in truth, goodness, and beauty. Yes, I use AI. I do it. I do. And if that makes you cringe, that's okay. This may not be for you. But if you're looking for an experience instead of noise, a cozy seasonal story, a curated playlist, YouTube ambiance playing in the background, and the recipes that pair with the book, the Winter Book is coming soon. And my hope is simple, that it gives you rest. What? Excuse me? What? So basically, you went to BookTok to ask this question. You didn't want the writers to answer, you got the readers to answer. And I don't know why you had to specify that. So you could come out and say that you were writing this book. I haven't done enough research at this time to see if she is an actual author or not. Okay, it just said that she was homeschooled and she's homeschooling her kids. Okay, that's all it said. That's all it said. But you come to BookTok. You ask BookTok readers if they would read a book that was generative AI, basically. They tell you no. And then you come out with this and say, yeah, I use generative AI for my writing, but it's okay because my people will find me. No, your people do not exist, okay? Your people do not exist. And if they do, then they are not true readers. They're not true writers. Because any true reader can tell that, oh, this is not made by a real person. This is AI. Even in your posts, I can see that you have used some form of AI to create your posts. That's the problem. You can't think for yourself. The whole problem with generative AI at this point is people cannot think for themselves. They're simply unable to now. People have relied so much on AI to do their essays for them, do their homework for them, make captions, make posts, ideas. That's a problem. That's a problem, okay? Especially when people are trying to get into the creative scene. The whole point of being creative is doing it yourself, doing with your hands, using your hands to create a new sense of life, a new breath of fresh air, okay? Do not go to a computer unless you are typing it out, baby, okay? I can't do this. I can't. This is so funny to me. This is so funny. It's sad, but it's funny. It's sad, but it's funny. So we got that. And then she's got an hour after that. I think the world needs more people who create, despite being told they shouldn't. Okay, Laurel. Okay. We have 14 hours after that, 2 hours after her 2 posts basically saying that she was writing a book. It's funny. I never really called myself an author. I realized today because the gatekeeping mean girls in the writing world would lose their minds if you don't play by their rules. So fine, I'm not an author. I'm not a writer. Here's what I am. I'm a literary propagator. I've cultivated a series of books designed as a 4D experience for overstimulated moms. You don't just read them, you see them, hear them, smell them, taste them. Stories rooted in the good, the true, and the beautiful, paired with playlists, ambiance, recipes, and rest. Did I use AI? Yep. I also have 5 kids, 8 cows, 11 sheep, and soon 40,000 chickens. Could I write every word myself? Absolutely. I've been a paid writer before. I don't want to. There it is. There it is. You don't want to. I've got dinner to make, dishes to wash, animals to feed, and a culture still worth creating because the vision is sitting so heavy on my heart that it won't leave me alone. So I've used the tools available to me, not to replace creativity, but to finish the thing. If that makes you mad, that's okay. I'm not here for permission. I'm here to build something nourishing in a loud, empty world. AI and all. Bite me. I want to go back to this one right here. Could I write every word myself? Absolutely. I don't want to. That's really what it is. You are so lazy. So lazy. And I'm not even saying that because you've given us your entire life. Okay, whatever. You have children, you're a mother, I assume you're a wife, you a stay-at-home mom, live on a farm, homesteading. Okay, whatever. If you really love writing, if you really want to do this creative skill, you have to be okay with being tired, with not cutting corners in certain things. You don't have to write alone. A lot of people do not do it alone. A lot of people have teams. A lot of people have backing. And if you're an indie author, a lot of people would be happy to read your stuff, to be beta readers, to just have it, to read and give you opinions or options or advice or support. That's what being a creative is, using your village to your advantage. Your village is not AI. To see this, could I write every word myself? Absolutely. I don't want to. That tells me that, unfortunately, if this is true, that you have created a series of books or whatever, this tells me that you're not in it for the love of writing. You're in it for the love of money. That's sad. That's very sad to me. I already know that if you were to publish these books and to start promoting them and pushing them out into the book talk scene, the book thread scene, you would immediately be met with a lot more backlash than you already are. Because people, like I said before, true readers can tell if a book does not have any feeling to it, does not have any emotion in it. That's the problem with generative AI. Yeah, it can write you a story, it can write you fan fiction, it can write you a entire book series if you had a good enough computer, I guess. But there's going to be no emotion behind it. You want to know why? Because computers don't have emotion. Computers are computers. Computers are things made to help us, to aid us in our research, in our knowledge building, in our creativity, not to do it for us. And I know that you said, I need help. I need something to aid me. I use the tools available to me. Did you use the tools available to you? Because if these are the tools that you're using, you just skipped all the other ones. You skipped all the people that could have helped you. People, human beings. Why? Because you're lazy. Because you're lazy, and that's all I got. That's all I got for you. I want to make this clear. When I'm calling Laurel lazy, I don't want it to seem like I'm just negating everything else that she has talked about in her life, being a stay-at-home mom to 5 kids, homeschooling said children. I assume that she is a stay-at-home wife as well, on a farm, something like that. That is the least laziest task / job that I could ever imagine, right? I'm not calling her lazy in that sense. I'm calling her lazy in the fact that she's using AI to attempt to create this book series. And I just want to make that clear. I'm not calling all of her lazy. I'm calling the creative, quote unquote, I'm calling that side lazy. Thank you. Laurel, this is sad. This is her last post. This is her last post about this. She's also got an Amazon link. I don't know what that is. Oh, is this the book? This might be the book. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, we've got we've got the book. We got the book. Okay. Right off the bat. AI generated cover. And if you're wondering, how can you tell that it's AI generated? The windows, the leaves. Oh goodness, this up here. You have to have a trained eye in order to be able to see it. But see, this is not the same length, the tree, branch, whatever. So I'm not gonna get into how to teach y'all how to do that. You guys are adults, hopefully. But the Lantern Keeper's Daughter. When storms rise, even the smallest light can lead you home. Maris, a faithful lighthouse keeper's daughter, has spent her life tending lanterns along the rugged coast of Cottagewood. But when a dangerous fog rolls in and the harbor's great lantern fails, the village turns into the one girl they once doubted. With only her courage, a loyal wolfhound named Bracken, and a spark of light that refuses to fade, Maris must guide both ships and hearts to safety. Through celebration, quiet conversations, and simple acts of devotion, she learns the truth that changes everything. Life isn't the absence of darkness, it's evidence that you are not alone in it. A peaceful, heart-anchored story for readers who crave cozy Christian fiction, gentle tension without fear, hope that breeds and restores, a village you'll wish you could visit. Welcome to Cottagewood, where faith is found in small things, and the quiet keepers of the light shine brightest of all. Okay. So, and there's no reviews. Okay. So I'm assuming this might be why she said that people have been coming to her or looking up her name or whatnot to send threats to her or whatever. Because we have this book that's very clearly AI generated. Very clearly. Even when I was reading this feels like AI. Clearly she just took this and added it back here. This is, yeah. So, so clearly we've got, let's see. Okay. Most popular. Okay. So she's got another book that is also, okay. She's got some things going on for her. She's got 2 books. Both, I'm gonna just take a guess, and say that they're AI generated. Maybe not all the way. Maybe there's a little inkling of hope and humanity in them, but for the most part, I can tell that they're AI generated, which is sad because her concepts pretty good. Her mission, her overall mission, might be really good. However, the way you're going about them is not. It's very sad. It's very devastating. I wish that more people who want to get into the creative scene will take the time to realize that being tired, being burnt out, I don't want to put quotes because burnout is a real thing, but the feeling of I don't want to write anymore, I don't want to paint anymore, I don't want to do that. That's the whole point of being a creative. You have to step away and then come back. There are people around you who want you to succeed, who want you to create, who want you to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And generative AI does not have that feeling for you. It does not care. AI does not care. It doesn't. It was created, unfortunately, to use our resources, our limited resources, to cut corners. Cut corners very poorly, might I add. So to see this, devastating to me. And now it makes me want to go and write a little bit more because I plan to have at least the first draft of this book. Yet I want to at least get, I might only be 2 years actually. What? Maybe 2. I think I'm only 2 years in. But it makes me want to go and write a little bit more because one of my goals is to have at least the first draft done by the time that I graduate. I graduate May 8th. I might even push that to maybe May 9th, but I really want to try and complete that because that's a personal goal to me as a creative. And I know I'm going to get tired. I know I'm going to get burnt out, but I have people around me who have read little snippets of the book and say that it's good. I have people who I know if I go to them and say, hey, can you read a little bit of this chapter or whatever, I know that they would do it for me and give me feedback. That's what being creative is like. That's what being in creative scene is like. And a lot of these people who have responded to her, they might be writers, they might be readers, they might just be people scrolling on threads like me who are in neither of these scenes, but they all come to a common consensus of this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to create something for the demographic that you're trying to reach. Christian-based books using generative AI is kind of like, what's going on here? So that, whatever. Laurel, if you're reading this, I truly hope that you reconsider this. Okay, you're standing on threads, not that good, right? I haven't even dove into how you were with these other 2 books that you created, but I can go ahead and say again, it might not be that good as well. But if you truly want to create, if you truly want to use your faith, use your creativity for good, stop using generative AI. Okay, there are different ways for you to write this series that I know you can do as a human being. As a human being, there are other human beings who want to help you, who want you to succeed. I promise you it's going to be okay. I don't want you to cut corners because you got a lot going on. You're a mother. I assume you're a wife as well. You are homeschooling maybe up to 5 children. I don't know the ages of them. And I know you want to create this to maybe make you feel a lot better. But using generative AI to cut corners is not going to make you feel any better. It's actually going to make you feel worse down the line because it's not going to be received very well. And just not going to feel good in the long run. Trust me. Trust me, as a creative. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You might not even see this. It's okay. You know what? It's all right. But whoever is out there watching this, who is thinking, I'm going to use generative AI to do such and such, don't, because it's not going to help you in the long run. I promise you. But thank you so much for watching this video. It's actually recording is 27 minutes long, so I appreciate that so much. If you watch all the way through, I appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful New Year's. I am so excited. I'm really excited for this year. When I woke up to watch the ball drop, I just felt so calm. I was with my family. I was with my brother, with my dogs, and I just felt like, this is going to be a good year. This is going to be a good year. I don't know if it's because I'm graduating, if it's because I'm going to take a girls trip with my friends. I don't know what's happening, but I just feel so relieved. I feel like I'm in a great place in my life, and I know there's going to be so many great things to come, and I want to bring you guys along with me on this YouTube channel that I'm hoping can be revamped and be a little bit better for my viewers who I know will find me. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching. And if you want to find me anywhere else, I'm on Instagram with my name, Karen Sai. It's over here somewhere to help you spell it. And I also have TikTok. I'm not really that active on TikTok posting wise. I sometimes post like little pictures about my pageant journey on there. If you're interested in that, you can go to TikTok. I think it's babyc_ or something like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Happy New Year. Bye.